Well, good evening and welcome to our Middy fans and Wellington Dukes fans. This is Mark Baker along with Don Binney, bringing tonight's actions as the Wellington Dukes take on the Midview Middies here in a crucial Lorain County Conference battle. Don, welcome to the booth.
Well, thanks, Mark. Happy to be here, and I hope you're a gracious host tonight.
Well, I don't know if they will be on the field, but I'll always be gracious up here, Don. You know that.
That you are.
Big game, Don, and always a big game since 1997. It sounds like a broken record, but these two teams have dominated the LCC in football, and tonight promises to be more of the same.
Hey, it's Michigan-Ohio State in the Lorain County Conference is what it is, really, you know.
Except nobody wants to be Michigan. Everybody wants to be Ohio State.
Yeah, there you go. Well, tonight be interesting. I've been watching, of course, Wellington on WGCC TV 12, and I think they really improved a lot since the first game that I saw them, Mark. Really impressed with Dan Goebel's running in the last game that I saw. Well, actually the Edison game. He's got very good balance, good strength, good speed, and ironically I'm looking at stats published by the Journal today, and shows Slatinsky for Midview and Goebel for Wellington both average around 7.5 yards per carry. So I think those are going to be your main runners. Tyler Davis for Midview has a torn cartilage, and he'll play as long as he can. And I know you've got injuries over there.
Yeah, we do have a couple. Our two starting linebackers are out. Junior Jason Sinkinson is out. He has a dislocated knee. Hope to get him back in a couple of weeks. And Chris Davis has a concussion. He has a mandatory 1 month sit down. He can't play and wants to play but just can't. Doctor's order, so he's out. And you mentioned Dan Goebel. He's got a problem too. They think he might have a broken foot, Don, to be honest with you. He missed practice, a couple days of practice this week. He's nicked up. I talked to his dad before the game. He's got a sack on the knee that's burst. He's got a neck problem, and it's like, but you got to tip your hat to these kids that go out there. And Tyler Davis is another one. He's out there with an ACL, and he's playing running back with that injury because this is what he does. I mean, you got to. These kids are really dedicated, and you really. We hope there's no more injuries tonight.
Well, I talked to Coach Bill Albright last night, Mark, and he has a lot of respect for Goebel and a lot of respect for your linebacker Shreves. And tonight, I can tell you that you could probably expect to see David DeFranco in the backfield a lot more tonight than
I would be surprised if he wasn't in there, to be honest with you, Don.
I think that Coach Albright intends to run right at the Dukes tonight, rather than he respects their speed. They've got some good pursuit and so forth, and I think he stands a better chance maybe of going up inside. But again, we'll see what happens. It could be, I don't know, you expect to see a defensive game tonight, or you expect to see
well, I tell you, the way it rained here over the last 18 hours, I'm surprised how good a condition the field's in. I think that pretty much the teams will be able to do what they want, but it's going to be strength against strength. Both teams like to run the ball, they like to control the line of scrimmage, play good, hard defense. We saw that last year when Midview shut out Wellington, and it was a great defensive struggle last year. Wellington just didn't have the offensive punch. At that time, they had Ogle in the backfield. Midview kind of keyed on him, took him out of the game, and with a pair of sophomore quarterbacks, it was hard for Wellington to move the ball. But Dave Haswell, I think, Don, will be a key tonight for Wellington, number 10.
I agree. I saw him on the film, and I'm impressed with him. And
I think he's a lot more comfortable now than he was at the start of the season. A lot's going to ride on his performance tonight. You hate to pinpoint one guy, but I think it's a key for Dave Haswell to have a good game for Wellington to be competitive tonight.
Well, from what I saw, he makes some pretty good decisions, and he'll be a threat taking off and running with the ball. Also, for Brian Ross from Midview, showed the indication to do that against Keystone. He's starting to mature a bit, and he's capable of running a bit. But it'll be interesting. It's going to be a slugfest, as it always is.
Dukes will kick off to start tonight's game. Midview is in the north end zone. And we are about underway here. It looks like, is that Alex Shaver?
Safe train.
It is. Bales will be back for Midview to receive this
short kick.
Short kick is right. Greg Schmidt, number 1, with the ball, coming up across the 40-yard line, about to the 41-yard line, I believe. Maybe it's right on the 40.
Excellent field position for Midview to start their first drive. Don, why don't you rattle off some of those skilled people on the Midview side?
Well, there'll be Brian Ross will be at quarterback, and Brian's number 14. You're going to see Josh Latinsky in the backfield, number 48. He's a key guy. David DeFranco, I don't know where they've got him lined up here. I'm searching for him right now.
He's in the slot.
Okay. There's a kind of a dive play there. Is that number 24 running with the ball?
That's Tyler Davis.
Tyler Davis. Again, you know, he may last 2 plays. He may last 10. You never know. That ACL, according to him, the doctor says just go ahead and play. And, you know, it's not going to hurt anymore. He's going to have to have an operation after the season. So
brings up 2nd down and 6.
DeFranco again in the slot. Watch for him to go in motion. He comes in motion. He'll crack back and try to cave in the side of the defensive line. You have a timeout. Midview timeout.
Yep, already right off the bat, Ross didn't see something that he liked and called a timeout.
Be Davis and Slatinsky in the backfield, along with Ross, and again with David DeFranco in the slot. You'll see DeFranco come in motion, and what he'll do, he'll lead the block. Sometimes he'll give him the ball, and sometimes he'll line up as a halfback, and he'll just forge up. But they generally don't do that with him until they get down inside about the 10-yard line or the 15-yard line.
Well, you just love to have a guy out there with that kind of size and athletic ability, and I don't have many many complaints with the way Bill Albright runs his program, but I would think that he should be using 17 a lot more than what he has, especially in this conference. And a lot of times you're going to find out, Don, as I can tell you, witness last week of Oberlin, you're going to get a lot of guys some playing time early. Okay, back to action.
Here we go. Pitch back over here to Slatinsky. Slatinsky off to the races. He can fly. Whoa, he got caught from behind.
That's Goebel. He's Wellington's leading tackler on defense, but when your safety makes the tackle, it's a big gain.
It'll be 1st and 10 Midview. Ball's at the 33-yard line.
Well, that was proved to be a timeout well spent for the Middies. 22-yard gain for Slatinsky.
Kessel over the ball at center for Midview. Ball given to Slatinsky again, left side. Didn't get much, maybe 3, maybe 2.
That looks like Shreves in on the tackle for Wellington.
Or was it Davis with the ball? I might have missed that one.
Yeah, I think it was Davis.
Yeah. 2nd and 8.
Our announcer tonight sounds like he's in a fishbowl.
Greg Schmidt, number 1, split to the near side. Again, DeFranco in the slot here. Ross hands off to Slatinsky this time, and Slatinsky gets down to about the 25-yard line.
It'll be about 3rd down and 3 for Midview. 10:27 to play, first quarter just underway here at Wellington, and all things considered, a nice night.
It seems like this, Mark, it'll be nice. Temperature's right.
I remember last year, Don, we had that lightning delay.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Not a fan of that.
Number 22 for Midview, split to the near side, is Sean Smith. Here comes DeFranco leading a block. There's the Slatinsky in for the 1st down, down about the 20. There you saw DeFranco, and that's a load, 6'5" and about 265 coming through there.
Yeah, Slatinsky did a nice job, hurdled over a defender and picked up the 1st down.
Yeah. You know, the thing about DeFranco, Mark, as good as he is, as physical as he is and so forth, the most impressive thing about him, I think, is competitive spirit. I mean, he's got a really competitive, and a lot of big kids don't have that fire in the furnace, and he does.
Yeah, he's a Division I prospect.
Nick Barker, number 10, split to the far side from Midview. Slatinsky and Davis in the backfield. Ball given to...
Fumbled on.
Fumble on the play is right, and Wellington feels that they have the ball. They do.
I don't know if that was Steve Greer or Herman Shreves with the recovery, but it looked like Ross never got the snap. And the Dukes with the first big break on the turnover by the Middies deep in Wellington territory.
Well, turnovers and penalties would be very important in this ball game.
Wellington will set up with Dave Haswell, number 10 at quarterback, and in the backfield we'll have Brad Davis, number 36, and Dan Goebel, number 29. And Davis gets it, and he's going to be dropped for a big loss.
Number 17, DeFranco, in there on that tackle, along with a couple of other Middies.
Lost about 5 yards on the play.
Well, Mark, we're going to have a unconventional play this game? Usually these two coaches pull something out of the bag.
Well, I don't know, Don. That's just
since Rosansky threw that fullback pass a few years back, but they've been doing it every year.
They sure have. 2nd down and 15. Haswell back to pass, short out, deflected at the line of scrimmage.
I think it was DeFranco again.
That was intended for Brandon Follen, probably the most talented receiver. We can safely say he returned 2 punts for touchdowns last week against Oberlin.
DeFranco knocked down 3 passes in the air against Sandusky Perkins over there.
Brings up 3rd down, 15. Clock is stopped on the incompletion. 8:54 to play opening quarter. We're scoreless here at Wellington. And he looked for a draw play here, another pass by Haswell. We have movement on both sides.
I think it's going to be Wellington, though. I think that I don't think there was encroachment.
And that's going to march him back another 5 yards. So not the way that Matt Stoll would have liked to see in this first drive. Facing 3rd down and 20. And you tend to become predictable at these 3rd and 20s, Don.
Yeah, I'll call this play. If you
Yeah, Follen is split near side.
Hey, I was impressed with him in that film that I saw. Boy, he can scoot.
Haswell back to pass. Has time.
There
Lofts
he is.
it out for Follen.
Well, I'll tell you what, he laid out. He almost caught that.
Yep. Diving attempt right in front of the sidelines, just missed, and Wellington forced a punt.
That was a pretty good pass that Haswell threw there.
Well, they've been working on that touch pass, and that time just a little bit overthrown, so Wellington will be forced to punt. So the turnover does no damage, it would appear.
Now looking again here for the year, rushing yardage, according to this journal report again, Midview with 1,154 yards running and Wellington 1,051. Again, you know, but Wellington's better balanced. They had like 276 yards passing, the Midview's 216. Overall yardage, only 50 yards difference between the two teams.
Yeah, very similar teams, and really, you know, we talked about it earlier in the week, and it's a shame this game has been moved up to the midway point of the season. When it was in week 10, there was a lot more at stake, and it was just, I think, brought a lot more to the table when these two teams played in week 10 than it does in week 5. Because after week 5, you figure whoever wins is in the driver's seat, and it happened last year. Midview won, and then Wellington got to share the title in week 10 when Avon upset Midview. But you know, it's just you need help, and you just don't want to put yourself in a position that you can't get the job done yourself. So.
Both these coaches believe in controlling the ball. They believe in the ground game as far as they can go with it.
And the kicking game for Wellington is really not what they would like. It's not bad, but there's some issues there.
Jeff Bales back here, number 31, short kick.
Shreves with the kick.
Looks like out of bounds at about the 48, huh?
Yep. Yep. And really, it was a 35-yard punt for Shreves, but Midview will start in Wellington territory, their second drive of the night.
Well, Midview with a good field position again. Ball on the Wellington 48-yard line. Castle coming over the ball for the Middies.
Yeah, Craig Castle. He's been a pretty good performer, two-way performer for Midview.
DeFranco in the slot over there. Ball handed off to Davis. He got caught.
That's good penetration by the defensive line. Davis was in there also with Herman Shreves.
Number 54 was the first fellow to get a hold of him.
Yeah, that was Shreves. Here was a guy in week 1 they thought had broken an ankle.
Coach Bill Albright, I know, spoke very highly of him.
And lo and behold, the next week he played. So.
Second and a little more than 10 for the Middies. Ball handed off to Slatinsky. Slatinsky still on his feet.
Boy,
he's like Oval. I told you, they run much alike.
Knife through there and picked up a nice gain.
Yeah, he has good balance, and he just plays bigger than he is. Be third and about 5, maybe a little bit more.
7:45 to play. Clock is moving opening quarter here at Wellington. Mark Baker along with Don Binney bring tonight's action for GLW Broadband WGCC TV 12.
From 74 in the line, there's Jared Boyd for Midview. He weighs 235. I'll try and name these players as we go along. Ross hands the ball off.
Oh, he keeps it.
Yeah, he did. Didn't go anywhere.
It looked like big number 67, Hughes, was in there for Wellington.
There's a loss on that play. It's going to be 4th down.
Sam Hughes, sophomore. He's a big boy, 67, playing right defensive end, along with Davis.
Now, Midview's had some problems here with his punting game with Romantic. Romantic was a tremendous punter.
Yeah,
but Greg Schmidt took over. And Greg, the first game he punted, averaged about 3 yards a punt.
Ooh.
But he's done much better. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
We got Kidd and Fullen back deep for Wellington at their own 10-yard line.
Fullen ran one all the way back last week, didn't he?
He had 2 of them, actually.
That's a good punt. Midview will take that punt anytime.
At his own 12, trying to get outside and not going to get
Fumble.
there.
I thought I saw the ball on the ground. No?
No, I'll tell you, DeFranco had him by the shirt tail and wouldn't let go.
I thought I saw the ball on the ground, but I didn't. I think the wind blew up something down there. I might have seen the kicking tee. That's what I saw. Somebody kicked it.
Well, Wellington will take over deep in their own territory at the 12-yard line. Second possession. The first one they didn't make a first down and had to punt, so we'll see what happens here.
So far this game's about what we expected.
It's going to be a game of field position. There's that hard count.
I think they got Midview on that one.
That's a hard count, and I know that they'd mentioned that Midview was a little susceptible to jumping off there in their defensive line, and you know, any good coach is going to watch the films. They're going to try and get that. They had it actually the first time, but one of their offensive linemen moved. So
they're exactly right. They are susceptible to that.
And Dave Haswell has really done a nice job in getting that defense off sides. They're making it 1st and 5 is a lot better situation to be in. And Goebel, not much.
Entering a tackle, number 33 for Midview. Number 33 would be Joe Ruick, 175-pound senior.
What do you have, 22 seniors? Is that sound
That sounds
right?
about right, yeah. Because I remember last year in Wellington Midview played, it looked to me like they each had about the same number of returning seniors, or juniors that would be seniors.
Small class last year for Wellington, only 6 seniors on that team. 2nd down 5, Haswell back, out pattern thrown, overshoots Fullen.
Last week, Mark, Midview put an awful lot of pressure on DJ Shaw, who I was impressed with, by the way, as a quarterback, but they put a lot of pressure on him last week, and Midview hasn't been known, to pressure the quarterback that much in the past, at least in my opinion, but I think that they'll try to do that tonight.
And I don't know if you knew or not, Don, but DJ Shaw broke his thumb in that ball game.
I hear he may be out for the rest of the football season.
Well, it's going to be close. 3rd down and 5 for the Dukes. Boy, that play's just blown up too. Midview is really doing a nice job on the interior line.
That was big number, I see him, 62. That's Chris Andre, 205-pound junior. He's really been playing well.
And 4th down and 4. And back deep for Midview, you got number 31.
Long quarter, Mark. We're on 5:33 to go here. Yeah.
That's Jeff Bales is one of the deep men, and Sean Smith the other.
Yeah.
Shreves back, the 2nd punt attempt of the quarter. Good snap. Gets it off. Low driving kick, taken at the midfield stripe.
Jeff Bales, he's down.
Yep, fell down right there. And
well, Midview again with decent field position.
At the 48-yard line, once again, that's where this drive will start. It's where the last one started, just inside Wellington territory.
Number 71 in the line for Midview is Andy Hoover, 195-pound senior. Number 74, Jared Boyd, we mentioned him. You'll see Brandon Clement in there, all Clements, he's 260, number 72. He's in there right now or not, but he gets a lot of playing time. Midview not as big as usual, but they're pretty good sized. Back to pass.
DeFranco was wide open deep, Don, and
he sure was.
Went to the sideline instead, and
DeFranco holding his hands up back there, wide open.
He certainly was. They dodged a major bullet there. A nice completion by Ross, nonetheless, picked up about 8 yards on the play.
2nd and 3, maybe. Yep.
I think our marker across the field's a little bit off because it.
Yeah, DeFranco holding his hands up out there. But
yeah, he's too big of a guy to miss out there.
yeah, really.
He doesn't have to hold his hands up.
Pitch back to Slatinsky.
Shreves has him in the backfield.
Great defense by Shreves. Boy, he fouled that play right down the line.
Herman Shreves, I believe in a game last year against Clearview, was 6 sacks in that game, and that's when people really start taking notice of number 54 out there at the defensive line.
Wow, that was...
The only thing about Herman is, the only negative is he kind of blows through the line a lot of times and forgets who's got the ball.
Yeah.
A lot of times the coaches are yelling, he's tackling the quarterback and the guy's 10 yards downfield.
Well, yeah, but he's disrupting something, you know.
3rd down 5.
Barker split to the near side. Ball given off to Davis. Davis pushes the line down to about the 40. Not enough for the first down. I don't know if Midview will go for this or not. I wouldn't think so this early in the game.
Well,
you never know.
they look like they might.
4th and a long one. Watch for DeFranco in the backfield here, Mark, if they go for it.
A big play in the game. Again, I think they might have to take a timeout there.
Midview got called for a couple penalties last game for taking too much time, and they have a problem with that sometimes.
Well, they're kind of pushing it here. They're hustling up to the line. They're going to go. 4th down, a little over a yard.
DeFranco in the slot. Watch him.
And there's the flag.
Yep. There it is
and I'll
again.
tell you what, we had that one official at Firelands last year, and when he fires that flag up, the back judge back there, it goes as high as he can throw it, Don, and there it was again.
Well, again, see, those are controllable penalties, and they shouldn't be, you know, taking too much time.
Well, you question maybe the sincerity of going for it there, because I thought they were taking a lot of time on the sideline and looked a little confused, so all in all, I think this isn't a bad decision, punting it, because their defense is playing well, and without a good return, they'll pin Wellington back.
Schmidt back to punt.
Plenty of time. Nice
a good punt by Schmidt again. Midview will be pleased with that.
Bolin picks it up at the 8.
Right. Well, that's the worst field position for Wellington, I believe.
It looks like a flag's down there, but I think the referee tried to throw the beanbag and threw the flag instead, and that's what he did. He picks it up.
Well, Mark, next year will be the last game between these two schools.
Oh, boy.
Although Bill Albright indicated in the interview last night that he's been talking to Matt Stahl, and they hope to do something about on a non-conference wise.
Well, you know, and that would make sense, Don, because Wellington, 2 of the non-conference teams that they'll be going into the Buckeye and Black River will be joining the conference, and that's 2 non-conference teams we play and will lose. And once again, not much going on there.
Scrum down there. DeFranco getting up from there, but somebody else was down there in the bottom. Looks like number 89. No, couldn't be 89. Hard to see up here. You're getting old, Mark. When you're getting old, it's hard to see. Well, Midview has Nordonia home and away starting next year. They dropped Westlake.
That'll be a big matchup.
Yeah, it will. And they have I think they're under contract with Perkins for another 2 years. I don't know about that, but they'd like to get Wellington fit in there somewhere, I'm sure.
2nd down 7. Haswell back to pass, has some time, looking, has a man deep, gets it out there and dropped.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what.
I think it was Gar Cole out there.
Number 81, Roger Lee, misjudged that ball. And boy,
Dave Haswell deserved a better fate on that pass attempt.
It was there.
But I can tell you, Don, Gar Cole, number 5, has not cut a pass this year, so I'm sure there's a few butterflies there as well in a big game like this. And wide open.
Yeah, it was right there. Well, you know, that's the toughest one to catch, you know, just like when you're going for a layup on a breakout in basketball and nobody else around you, that's the toughest one to lay in.
Yep, 3rd down and 7, just inside 3 minutes to play, and it has been a long first quarter. Hard count by Haswell, back to pass, throws it out. And once again, overshoots Follin on the sideline. Looked like he had good protection, but just couldn't connect with Follin, and Wellington will be forced to punt again.
Yeah, he was getting some pressure. Andre was in there, Chris Andre, number 62.
You can recall games in the past several years, Don, we didn't throw 3 passes the whole game, and we throw a couple here on this series. Things have changed a little bit.
Well, teams that have been successful against Midview in the past usually have done it passing, but
Shreves is standing at his own goal line, 3rd punt of the night. Good snap. Gets it off, low kick. Takes a Wellington roll.
Boy.
Ball's loose!
It's loose.
It's picked up by Brad Davis at the 42-yard line.
It's going to be a touchdown. Boy, that's a big break in a game like this.
It certainly is. I didn't see who made the initial contact. We'll get a replay, but we won't be able to tell you, but you can see for yourself. But Brad Davis scooped up the loose ball, and unofficially a 42-yard run, 43-yard run for the touchdown. And just like that, the Duke's on the board first, and what a huge break, Don.
Game like this, it's huge.
Drew Martin, number 4, on to attempt the point after. Good snap. Kicks up. Plenty of distance. And it's good. 2:39 to go, first quarter. Wellington strikes first. 7-0. They lead Midview. We're going to pause, and we'll be back with the kickoff. Well, welcome back to Wellington. The Duke's ready to kick off here after a big break. Brad Davis scooped up the fumbled punt and ran in from 43 yards. The Duke's on top 7-0 here with 2:39 to play in the first quarter. And really, they haven't done much of anything. They don't even have a first down tonight. And special teams, I guess that's why they call them special, Don.
That's right. A game like this, you might not have any first downs and still win. You never know. Back again for Midview. You'll find Bills in the middle, number 31.
Taking it to 14-yard line.
Number 47 coming up there with some room, or 42 rather, with some room running for Midview. And that was, you know what, I don't have a number.
I don't have 42 either.
I don't know who that is.
Well, whoever it was had a nice return.
Yeah, they did.
First and 10 Midview, and starting at their own 35-yard line.
There you go.
Worst field position, and that not too bad where they're at right now.
Okay,
first quarter.
You've got Zemke in the backfield with Slatinsky. The ball handed off over here to Davis. Zemke can run the ball well, number 35. So they got 3 pretty fair backs in the backfield right now.
He picked up about 4 yards on the play, second down and 6.
Second and 6. Bales, number 31 in the game for Midview. Wellington, number 85.
That 85. Would be, I don't have an 85 either.
Boy, they're crossing me up here. Sorry about that.
Well, they got to call timeout. 85. Maybe Midview a little confused. 85 was in the game, Don.
Yeah.
They might
have been a new recruit. Yeah, I mean, these kind of Midviews had problems. I don't know, even last year, with not getting the plays off in time and confusion on the sidelines or something. But, in a way, that's inexcusable. I mean, you just can't afford penalties like that.
Yeah. I know Bill Albright isn't going to live with that either. He's been around, 18 years now here at Midview.
Yeah, yes.
He does not need to see that happen out there. Down to 1 timeout now, and they burned 2 of them here in the first quarter.
2:01 go here in the first quarter. And it's been a long one. Pretty good crowd here tonight. I think probably a lot of people may have stayed away in the threat of rain, but there's pretty good crowd here. Midview bought a pretty good contingency.
They always do.
Yeah. DeFranco here on the right side, strong right.
Second down 6.
Ross gives off to Davis. Davis still on his feet. Comes up to about the 43-yard line. Be third and about 2.
Brad Davis on the tackle. No relation, I don't believe. Well, big 3rd down and 2 for Midview.
You have Davis in the slot here on the left side, on the near side. Going in motion to the far side, leading the block. Slatinsky on his feet. Slatinsky will get the
first down.
First down and a little more. He'll get down or up to about the 49. He follows his blocking real well.
Yeah, and he got a real nice surge there from the offensive line. Didn't look like there was a whole lot there, but they just kept driving forward and picked up the first down. The
1st and 10 Midview. Ball's on their own 48. 1:07 left here in the first quarter. Ball handed off to Slatitsky, caught up in there, number 30 for Wellington.
That's Bachmore, along with Steve Greer at the bottom of the pile and Herman Shreves.
Boy, number 30 caught him right around the ankles, right quick.
Joe Bachmore, 5'9", 146-pound nose guard. Not a real big guy, but a wrestler, and you love to have those wrestlers playing there in the middle of your defensive line because they're used to mixing it up.
He had a real takedown there, I'll tell you.
2nd down and 9.
Davis in motion to the far side. Handoff to...
No, Ross is caught in the backfield by Herman Shreves.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wellington has Midview smelled out real well here.
It's funny, Don, it seems like Wellington can't handle the simple handoff plays, but when Ross goes back to option, they're all over him.
Well, they picked up something on film usually, Usually they pick up something that's a giveaway. That's what happens, That's what you watch film for.
Well, that's going to be the end of the quarter here. We played 1 quarter at Wellington. The score of the Duke 7, Midview nothing. We're going to pause and we'll be back with the 2nd quarter of action.
This is where I play baseball. I play pitcher, sometimes right field. That's my little brother, Michael. Daddy says it's nicer now than when he played. Now you got lights for night games. And they changed the bulbs so they always work. Thanks to our electric co-op. Now we started a new team. Touchstone Energy. 500 co-ops joining together. Daddy says that's the good thing about being in an electric co-op. The people have the power.
And we shine as one.
Dukes, you just won the biggest game of the season. What are you going to do now?
We're going to Subway!
Wellington Dukes and Wellington Subway, a winning combination. Well, welcome back to Wellington. Just getting ready to start the 2nd quarter of action. The Dukes lead 7-0 over Midview, and Middies facing a 3rd down and 13, and we'll see if they go up on top to try and keep this drive going. The ball is at the Midview, just outside of Midview's 45-yard line.
Now what's going on here?
I think we have a legal substitution. They had 12 guys in the huddle when they broke, and DeFranco is on the sideline, has his hands out like that. But I think that's what the call will be.
They had one of those last game called against them, too.
That'll make it 3rd down and 18.
They have yet to throw to DeFranco tonight, and he has yet to carry the ball, Mark.
Well, if they would have thrown to him early in the first quarter, Don, he could have walked in on his hands.
Yeah. Here he is on the left side. Boy, you got a weapon that big, you have to use him. Ross, back to pass, long pass, way long. Schmidt slowed up.
That was a timing pattern and a little bit overthrown in coverage by Brandon Fullen, so Midview forced the punt here. And a good defensive series for Wellington after Midview. The first couple of drives, it picked up some first downs. The Wellington defense holds them, and there's Cody Kidd and Brandon Fullen back deep at their own 30-yard line.
Greg Schmidt standing at about his own 27-yard line.
Good snap, no pressure.
Good
High
punt.
kick.
Good punt.
Kidd has it.
Got a lane over here on the right. He's gone.
Yep.
Got caught by number 52. Boy, you could see that developing.
Yeah, that's Jared Bertoli with a touchdown saving tackle on Cody Kidd. It looked like Kidd and Fullen didn't know who was going to take that ball. I'm sure Kidd thought he was taking it all the way, but Fullen was right next to him, and Kidd took it and went down the sidelines and picked up some huge yardage, about 40 yards. And the Dukes in business at the Middy 30-yard line here early on in the second quarter. Haldeman in motion. Goebel has it, and I'll tell you, once again, it's DeFranco with the shirt pulled down from behind. He grabbed a hold of that jersey and just yanked him down. Shows the strength of big number 17, because Dan Goebel is not easy to bring down.
Number 38 in there later also was Matt Bush, a sophomore for the Middies. Dad was a former Midview quarterback.
Oh, John Bush, know him well.
Yep.
Second down 8, ball at the Middy 28-yard line. Hand off to Davis, cuts inside. Nice form tackle.
Boy, that was a good tackle.
Looked like he had a lot of room out there. But
number 81 with the tackle was Roger Lee for Midview.
Third down and 3. Haswell. Option keeper. Pitches late to Davis.
He's in.
Boy, I'll tell you, Dave Haswell did an excellent job there. Almost down and flipped it at the last moment. Now we have a flag. It might be, I didn't see if there's some extracurriculars going on there.
That's a crazy rule in a way, you know. I mean, it's one thing to...
He didn't spawn anybody.
Well, yeah, but you know what?
I mean, you know, if it gets carried away, it's one thing, but...
Yeah, and that's not going to make Coach Stoll happy either, because you... Granted, Don, it's a big play, but you just can't do things like that when you're looking at putting points on the board. The touchdown is good, and they'll be marked off on the extra point, I do believe.
13-0. Duke's up on Midview. This is big here in the first quarter.
And that's all off the big punt return by Cody Kidd. 40-yard return. I don't think they'll kick it here, but you never know. Drew Martin is out there. This would be, in effect, that's a 25, be a 35-yard point after.
Going to try it, isn't he?
They might go with the muddle huddle and just, Martin's got his back to the play here. Wellington's got to call a timeout.
I was going to say, what's that about?
Something didn't look right.
Looked like they
didn't. And that play might have worked last week against Oberlin where you run that, but I don't think Midview's going to be fooled by that. You either have to try and just throw maybe a pass here, a long pass in the end zone, and take your best shot that way. So.
Well, Midview, yardage-wise, probably doing a little better than Wellington, but boy, they sure haven't been able to capitalize on any breaks, and Wellington has really been alert and
yeah, the Dukes haven't done much offensively, but it's been their special teams which have really made the difference tonight.
Well, they sure are doing it.
Hey, Brandon Fullen, one of the best return men in the conference, but it was Cody Kidd who stole his thunder there, little number 81, and and now the Dukes looking at a extra point play back at the 18-yard line.
Oh, they're going to go.
Yeah. I think, Donnie, you might be looking to a pass to Fullen. Very athletic out there on the far side of the field. No.
Nope. The pass wide open.
Kidd is open, and Haswell hits him right in the numbers.
Boy, that's a big
skinny
play.
post there. It's what they like to call it. And
Boy, Wellington has to be playing with a lot of confidence right now, Mark.
Yeah, and I think maybe you've got to be scratching their heads over there. 15-0. And you know, Don, one of the things about it when a big school and small school play, emotions play so much. And when you let a team get into it emotionally, it's hard to knock them off. It really is.
Yeah, Midview looks flat to me.
They certainly do.
Yeah.
Very talented, still a lot of ball game left, and don't take anything for granted, but right now it's Wellington riding that emotion
they're going to have to get David DeFranco involved in the offense, Mark. That's all there is to it.
And really, I tell you that the Wellington offensive line for pass blocking has done a nice job. Haswell, even when he hasn't connected, has had time to throw. And if you're going to have time like that, boy, Cody Kidd wide open there.
That was a nice pass thrown by Haswell. I mean, it's, you know, Kidd was open, but still Haswell showing nice poise back there. All right, there's Bales back along with number 42 for the Middies. And again, not sure who that is.
Short kick by Shaver.
42 will pick it up. Right side. Boy, great coverage by Wellington down there. Number 50. Is that number 5 on the tackle? I didn't catch that.
68 for Wellington on the tackle. That's John Britton.
Well, Midview better come back and answer with something here, or they might be in for a long night.
And that's one thing about this rivalry. There's only been like 2 close games in this last 7 years. Everyone talks about Wellington Midview, but it's been a couple 5 out of 7 blowouts.
Yeah, Wellington's run up on the series.
And there's a big run.
Yeah, there's Statinsky. He's got pretty good speed, but he's going to get caught.
No, he's not.
He has good balance.
He's
again.
Gone.
Yeah.
70 yards.
Yeah, he's
just like that.
Yeah, he's a very good back. Well, we have a ball game.
Yes, we certainly do. And once again, Don, it was just a play, an off-tackle call that the Middies have had success all night, and that time blown wide open. And Brad Davis had a shot at him and made some contact around the 15-yard line, but Slatinsky would not be denied. 70-yard touchdown run.
Rob McFarland attempt the extra point. Kick is up.
Plenty of distance, and it's good.
It's good, is right. 15-7 is the score. And we have a ball game.
Wow. And now it's Midview that's pumped up across the way, and the Wellington players coming off wondering what happened.
Well, so much for a low-scoring game, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about your track record, but I've been about wrong every game this year.
Yeah, so. I have too.
Someone said, do you think low-scoring defensive struggle out there? I said, well, yeah, the weather's bad. They're going to run the ball. Yep. Probably be a 14-12 game or something. Here it's 15-7, and we got almost 3/4 of football left.
McFarland, again, since Justin Romantic's injury, Rob McFarland has taken over his duties from the standpoint of the place kicking. Rob is a sophomore, son of Dave McFarland, former Leary Catholic coach, and also a current Midview assistant.
Kicks it, taken at the 18-yard line by Kidd. Brought down over the 30 to about the 33. Well, now it's where Wellington has to come right back if it's going to continue with this. You definitely want to pick up a couple first downs, if anything else, and try and stem a little bit of the momentum that's swung in Midview's favor here off that big run.
See if the Midview's defense is pumped up here or not.
He's squirting through for a couple of yards is Goebel. Actually, that's
DeFranco in there again, but number 1, Greg Schmidt, was in there in the bottom of that pile.
Brad Davis on the carry. I don't know. You know, I question how smart it is to run at DeFranco. I mean, I take my chances running, and nothing against the other Midview players, but I think I'd be running a little left here instead of right. 2nd down, 7. Pitch to Goebel. Midview's done a nice job here stringing him out, and no gain on the play.
Number 62 in on the bottom of that tackle. Number 62 is Chris Andre again. Chris has been outstanding on defense.
I gave him a gain of about 2 yards on the play. I think that's a fortunate spot myself, but
DeFranco going off the field for Midview.
We'll see if Wellington puts it up. Folan flank near side. Davis in motion. They like to throw to him out of this formation. Haswell back, has
right
Folan. And Folan is off. One man to beat. And knocked out of bounds inside the 20-yard line by Schmidt, or that would have went the distance.
Haswell doing a good job here.
I'll tell you, Brandon Folan is lightning in a bottle out there. He has got some speed and goes across the middle, makes a nice catch.
And I know Oberlin was a blowout game, but I was watching that film, and I tell you, he's got some moves. He can hold the ball. He'll juke you. He can do a lot of things.
First down and 10 at the Midview 18-yard line. Haldeman in motion. Second back through Hazen is going to be dropped for a yard loss. Davis. Midview not fooled on that.
I'll tell you what, I look for Wellington, if I may be so presumptuous, to come back with some play-action pass. I think Haswell, I think Wellington coaches might feel that they can make a living here on these kind of pass plays.
Goebel less than 100% too, and Wellington finding a lot of success through the airways here early on. Second down 11, approaching the 8-minute mark of the first half. 15-7, Wellington leads. Ball resting at the Middy 19-yard line. Haswell back to pass. This time has pressure and is sacked.
Number 35, Zemke, with the tackle.
Well, that's what Midview needs to do. Yeah. They can't let Haswell get comfortable back there, and they did a nice job throwing him for a big loss.
Best pass defense there is a pass rush. I've always felt that. Zemke's a very good linebacker. Number 35 for Midview.
Third down and 20, but I think Wellington probably in 4-down territory here at inside the Midview 30-yard line.
Well, they'll need to pressure Haswell again here.
He's in the shotgun. Back to pass, has time, guns it out there. Caught by Haldeman. Short of the first down, but picked up a big chunk of the yardage.
Boy, you could see it coming. Going to be about 2 yards short, maybe a yard short only on the first down.
I think they're going to mark it at the 13-yard line, so they've got about 6 yards to go.
Watching the wrong marker here.
4th and 6 at the Middy 13. Haswell back, throws it out there. Caught by Folan for the touchdown.
I'll tell you what, they're just picking Midview apart in the air.
Brandon Folan and Dave Haswell connecting again. And a 4th down and 6 for the Dukes. They actually had 3rd and 20, so came back with 2 big plays and hit the scoreboard once again, 21-7.
This game has the makings of a rout here.
Gee, well, I'm not counting it as a rout yet, but I'll tell you, Wellington's passing game is in full gear tonight. Kick is not a thing of beauty, but it was good. Floated over. 6:34 to play. We're going to pause the score. Wellington 22, Midview 7. We'll be back with the kickoff. Well, welcome back to Wellington. The score is Wellington 22, Midview 7. 6:34 to play in the first half. Alex Shaver has it teed up.
Back is Bales again.
Low kick.
Squibbler.
Picked up.
Number 38.
That's Matt Bush.
It is, a sophomore. He's a tough-nosed kid.
Gets it out over the 35-yard line to about the 37, where Midview will take over, down by 15.
You know, the scary thing for Midview, Mark, is that these Wellington receivers are wide open, and Haswell is putting the ball right on the money.
And I'll tell you what, Don, I can't recall how many times I've seen a Wellington quarterback in a shotgun. That's you just don't see that. You just do not see that. But
well, that's so Westlake had success against Midview, but they ran it. What they did is they ran. Here goes blocking is Davis,
and there it is again.
Boy, Davis put a crunching block in there.
And right up the gut, Don
Slatinsky
picked up the first down. West getting up a little slow for Wellington.
I think you're going to see Midview score on the ground fairly well here in this ball game, but I don't know if they can score enough points to offset this passing attack that Wellington has. Zemke is in the slot on the near side.
1st and 10 Middies at their own 48.
Ball given to number 48 again. Slatinsky picks up about 3.
That time Goebel in on the tackle.
2nd and 7. 6:02 to go here in the second quarter. And no rain.
No rain.
Here we go. 22, Sean Smith split to the far side. Zemke, number 35 in the slot.
Ross back to pass.
Yeah, keeps the ball. Throws it over to DeFranco.
Caught. Tackle immediately by Goebel, but has the first down.
They actually threw it to him. And he caught it.
Yes, he did.
He has great hands. First down. 1st and 10 Midview. Ball is at the 38-yard line. 38-yard line. Wellington 38. This is Nick Barker split to the near side.
Ross.
Something.
Ball's on the ground.
Another fumble.
I think Midview recovers.
Trouble handing off the ball. You know, I'll tell you, Mark, it's feeling a little bit like rain out here.
He thought you said that.
Huh?
Thought you said no rain.
I know, but I just, you know how you get that feeling, you know?
Yeah,
where
I know. When you get old, you get that feeling, don't we?
Well, when you
get it in the knees and the I could feel it. Yeah, camera one. Speak for myself.
Greg Schmitz.
I think you got a couple years on me.
Schmitz split to the far side.
Just because you're in better shape. 2nd down, 12.
This is Davis.
And nice tackle by Goebel, or he could have been off again.
Ball's down to the 36-yard line. Going to be 3rd and about 6, maybe, yeah, about 6. Well, Midview needs to score. They need to come back and answer this potent Wellington attack, because that's what it is tonight. It's potent.
4:15 to play first half.
Davis in the backfield along with Zemke, who's in a slot, and Slatinsky. Back to pass is Ross again.
Has trouble on his down. Couldn't look like he lost his footing, but good pressure by Shreves.
Midview's going to have to forget that, because whatever they're doing, Wellington's got their number on that. Boy, oh boy.
Well, when Ross gets out of the pocket, I think they have a little bit better time, but
taking too much time is what they're doing. They're very slow developing.
I think you're right, Don. And Wellington figured that one out, and now Midview forced to punt.
Schmidt back to punt.
Folan and Kidd back, and they've been dynamite so far tonight. Wellington
High
looks
punt.
like they set the return up.
Pretty fair punt. Down about
Folan
the 12.
has it.
Well, look at this. Look at this.
He needs a block.
He's gone.
He is gone. Brandon Folan.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'm telling you, Don, the kid has got a ton of abilities. He kind of shot out of nowhere.
I saw him in that Oberlin tape, and although Oberlin, again, not a very formidable team, but still, I saw. Boy, I'll tell you what, he sees the field. When he gets that ball, he sees that field, and he sees where everybody's at real well, and he just visualizes what's going to happen.
Yeah, unofficially, 88-yard return. Martin on to attempt the point after. High snap. Haldeman gets it down, and kick is good.
I'll tell you what, Midview better start squibbling their punts on the ground as well as the kickoffs.
Yeah, you don't want, that's a definite weapon you can try to avoid at any cost. You should. 3:09 to play, first half. Wellington 29, Midview 7. We're going to pause and be back with the kickoff. Well, welcome back. 3:09 to play in the first half, and it's been all Wellington outside of a 70-yard run by Slatinsky. It's 29-7.
Well, it's Wellington Specialty Teams 29 and Midview 7 is what it is. Doing a great job.
Kick is
down to Bales. No.
Picked up at the 11-yard line.
Bales still on the go run here, up to about the 27-yard line.
Gar Cole and Alex Shaver, along with Drew Martin, in on the tackle for the Dukes.
Well, maybe you might want to think about answering the.
Well, they definitely got to get
here.
points here, Don. You can't. You don't want to go into the half. And you can make something positive happen here before in the last 3 minutes, and take a little momentum or take a little starch out of the Wellington sails. Because it doesn't look like there's a whole lot out there that sidetracked them so far. And now they come into a passing formation.
Ross back to pass. Passes
underthrown. It looked like it was
McFarland. McFarland was the intended, yeah.
Well, Nick Barker was deep, and it went between the two receivers. And I can tell you right now, that's what Wellington wanted Midview to do, was throw the football. Put them in a position where they have to throw the football.
Oh, yeah.
And get away from that running game a little bit. Not to say that they're going to throw it out the window, but much more comfortable, I think, in making Bryant Ross retreat and throw.
2nd and 10, ball to 27.
Hand off.
This is Latinsky.
He was hit by Hughes, but kept his balance and picked up about 6 yards on the play.
Be 3rd and about 2. Ball will be at the 34-yard line.
Big Sam Hughes, number 67, Don, is out there 6'3", 267, just a sophomore.
Wow.
Playing, and he's got a cast, I believe, on his right forearm, playing right defensive end.
3rd and 3.
Ross back to pass, has time, throws it out there, caught. It depends on the spot.
I don't think he got it. He was too horizontal with that play.
Yep, he's going to be about a half a yard short.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're down 29-7. 2 minutes to go. I don't know.
Well, you got to look at, you got to punt it to full, and you might want to go for it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, why punt it? Going for it be the best.
They are going for it.
Yeah, I would.
4th and 1.
Again, I don't understand.
Their own 37. Ross just going to keep it.
I think they got it.
I think they did too.
Again, DeFranco's touched the ball just once tonight on that pass.
And it is a first down.
First down for the Middies.
Clock winding down, 1:35 to go here.
And the Middies burned 2 timeouts in the first quarter, so they only have 1 left.
Yeah. Sean Smith and McFarland split here to the near side.
1st and 10 Midview at their own 38-yard line.
Latinsky, the lone back.
Ross back, draw play.
Draw play is Latinsky.
Boy, just tripped up. Yeah. He had a lot of empty space between him.
Pretty good call.
Jump on the tackle. And the Middies not in a real big hurry, it doesn't appear, Don.
Nah, and they should be. Greg Schmidt bringing the play in.
Down to
Schmidt and McFarland split to the near side.
1 minute to play in the first half.
Latinsky again, a lone back. Back to pass is Ross.
Throws it out. DeFranco open and can't control it.
Couldn't hold on to it.
Boy, he had a lot of open field in front of him as well.
He was looking to run with it before
he certainly was.
Pulled in.
Brings up 3rd down and 2 with 50.8 to play in the first half.
Nick Barker, number 10, bringing the play in for the Middies. 3rd and 2. They might want to come back to that same play again, Mark.
Yeah,
I go some play action.
Obviously 2 downs to get this too. Ross back, and he did come back. Has time, throws it out.
Oh boy, Ross should have run that. I thought he had it open here on this side. It'd be 4th down. Maybe we'll be punting. Maybe.
Well, I think they might go for it.
Yeah, they might. Boy, Ross had the first down there. I think he would have taken off around this side.
Well, he had number 8 out there, who was
McFarland.
And just He had enough for the first down, but he didn't connect with him.
Smith and McFarland here.
Handoff.
Slatinsky.
He has the, oh, I'll tell you. Yeah, he's got it.
He's got first down.
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah, I was going to say he got a bad spot, but they got it right that time. 1st and 10, Midview. Ball is at the Midview 48.
They have to set the chains. The time is stopped temporarily till they get the chain set. 41.3.
If DeFranco's in that backfield, no, he's not going to be. I was going to say, he can throw a pass.
Ross just spikes the ball, stops the clock.
Middies want to think this one over. Well, this is a real surprise. The score is a surprise. I wouldn't have been surprised if Wellington was out in front here in the early going. But, boy, I'll tell you, this score is a real surprise.
It's been a game of big plays on both sides. No real conventional scoring. Even the extra points have been something to watch.
Smith and Schmidt over here split.
Ross back, throws it up.
Oh, boy, that's way. He just threw it. He didn't know where he was going, I don't think. Be 3rd and 10.
Kid was over there supplying coverage, but the pass was out of bounds.
.29 seconds left here in the first half. 29-7 Dukes. Again, Nick Barker split to near side along with number 8, McFarland.
Ross pass over the middle and knocked out of DeFranco's hands by Folan.
Well, that's the kind of pass I've been looking for Midview to throw to DeFranco, but Dukes are right there. 4th down and 10. Got to punt this one, and I'd punt it out of bounds. I wouldn't punt it downfield.
I think they're going to go for it.
Well,
close to midfield, 25 seconds. Even if Wellington gets
it, I know, but my concern is with the run back.
That's why I think they'll go for it, and they are lined up to go for it.
You're right. Pass, Ross, downfield to DeFranco. It's right on the marker.
It's incomplete. Knocked out of his hands there by Folan, I believe, Don.
Yeah.
And Wellington will take over on downs. Now we'll see what the Dukes do with 18.3 and at the Middy 48-yard line. And by the impression I'm getting up here, the coach is going downstairs. I don't think we're going to see anything out of the crazy triple reverse flea flicker.
The way they've been passing, though, boy, play action.
I think they're just going to be content with what they got here and go into the locker room.
Well, they got a lot to be content about.
As well downs the ball. And that is the end of the first half of play. It's been all Wellington. The Dukes 29, Midview 7. We're going to pause and come back with both halftime band shows for you. Stay tuned to Channel 12. Come back with some statistics. I believe Nick Walsh is working on those for us. So stay tuned, watch the band show, and we'll be back with some stats.
The 2003-2004 award-winning Wellington High School Duke Marching Band. Tonight, we present music from the Jackson 5, so sit back and groove with the Dukes. features horn players Phil Manning and Samantha Dunlap. His suggestions ballad, I'll Be There. Along with us, let's do the popular Jackson hit ABC. performance will be Wednesday night at Wellington Burger King. Cruise on in for some good food and great music.
This is where I play baseball. I play pitcher, sometimes right field. That's my little brother, Michael. Daddy says it's nicer now than when he played. Now you got lights for night games. And they changed the bulbs so they always work. Thanks to our electric co-op. Now we started a new team. Touchstone Energy. 500 co-ops joining together. Daddy says that's the good thing about being in an electric co-op. The people have the power.
And we shine as one.
Dukes, you just won the biggest game of the season. What are you going to do now?
We're going to Subway!
Wellington Dukes and Wellington Subway, a winning combination.
29-7 Dukes lead. Don Benning with some halftime stats courtesy of Nick Walsh.
Nick Walsh. These are unofficial, but we've got Wellington with 18 rushing attempts for 43 yards, passing 3 of 8 for 69 yards, total of 112 yards on offense. But the big story is they had a fumble return, 44 yards for a touchdown, and a punt return for a touchdown, 85 yards. That's 127 yards of offense right there. For Midview, they had 26 rushing carries for 150 yards, 3 of 11 passing for 18 yards, total of 168 yards, but 13 carries and 145 yards for Josh Latinsky out of the total of 150. So not much offense for Midview overall, but it's all Latinsky. But it's the Wellington special teams, Mark, no question about it, and that's where this game is being won.
And the Dukes will receive the second half kick to start.
Well, Midview will have to come out quickly and make a statement here if they're going to contend in this ball game. If they don't show some real motivation here early on in this quarter, it's Katie bar the door. It's all over.
McFarland has it teed up. Low line drive kick picked up. No, off the shin of one player, picked up by Kidd. And he's going to be
number 62, Jared.
Oh boy, he got thrown down, and the coaches up here aren't happy with that. But.
Well, you saw him showing some emotion, but that's not the way you need to do that. That was Chris Andre, number 62.
He took out a little frustration there, and no flag, so they're going to mark it up at the 22.
7-0-8-5-3.
Dave Haswell at quarterback, Goebel and Davis in the backfield. And then hand off to Brad Davis, short pickup off the left tackle.
Like number 10, Nick Barker, in on that tackle for Midview.
Second down, call it 7. Ball is resting at the Wellington 25-yard line, just over the 25. Full in his flank, far side. Haldeman in motion. Fake to Haldeman. Haswell back to pass. Has time. Going to run. Now he throws it. Caught. by Brad Davis. Down the sideline and steps out of bounds. Close to midfield.
Yeah, he was hit earlier, but kept his feet, and a nice gain.
John Andell won the money.
Wellington really flooded this side over here. Not so much with receivers, but with pass protection and blocking.
Yep. And they've done a nice job throwing the football.
Yeah, they
had some pressure from DeFranco, but he was picked up, and Haswell had an opportunity to either throw or run, and that's what that play's designed to do.
They rolled the pocket out.
Goebel picked up about 5 yards.
Well, when you have a lead of 29-7, the key is ball control. If you come out and get first downs, why, that's what you need to do.
And really, Don, it's still been the passing game which is spurring that offense on. They picked up 5 yards there. That's one of the best running plays they've had.
That's right.
Midview has done a nice job shutting that down, but when they go to the air, it's a different story. Second down 5. Ball at the Midi 45-yard line. Hard count by Haswell and a flag on the play.
Yeah, we have an encroachment, I believe. Gonna be enough for the first down. They don't need to measure that one.
Yeah, the coach is up here calling for a measurement, but they're calling it second down and got to be less than.
Why? That's Wellington coaches. Why would they want a measurement? Oh, I see. They're calling second. I thought they were calling it first.
Well, second down in inches.
Yeah. Play action is what you want to run here.
Oh,
Goebel
and Davis slipped in the backfield.
Slipped, yeah.
Now it's going to be third and short.
Well, I think Wellington coaches were right. They should have asked for a measurement there. I should have measured. Third, huh?
Third down 1.
Dukes break the huddle. Now they go back momentarily. Third down and a long one. And it looks like a first down. Brad Davis. Brad Davis getting the majority of the work tonight. If you're just joining us, Dan Goebel is probably about 70% out there. And he's got a bad foot. They think he might have a fracture. They'll find out later. He's still playing. And we mentioned both sides have players. Tyler Davis with an ACL sprain. He's out there playing. It just shows you the magnitude of this game, and these youngsters out there giving it the effort.
David DeFranco went on that last tackle.
First and 10 Dukes at the Midi 39-yard line. Haswell on a keeper, and he's tackled. Nice defensive play.
Number 31, Jeff Bales, in there on that tackle for Midview.
Bales on the play.
Brings up second down and 11.
Wellington running some clock here.
Well, that's important.
Yep.
For this side, right, Don? They need to make it tough for Midview to score with limited time. That's a joker play, inside handoff. Garrett Haldeman spinning inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Picked up about 7 yards on the play. We'll bring up third down and 4.
Good spot for play action right here, Mark.
And Haswell has been very tough tonight in this situation. Full and flank far side, and now Davis in motion. Haswell back to pass, throws it across the middle, caught by Fullen, makes a move.
Gone, no.
And nice touchdown saving tackle.
Number 81 for Midview, I think that's Roger Lee.
That's Roger Lee, but Brandon Fullen.
Oh, he's a good receiver, I'll tell you. Good player, period.
Yeah, he is really come out of nowhere actually in the last couple of weeks, Don.
Was he a junior or senior?
He's a senior.
Yeah.
First and 10 Dukes at the Midi 14-yard line, and just inside 8 minutes to play, opening drive, second half. Goebel, I believe, on carry, maybe the line of scrimmage. He might even have lost a half a yard.
David DeFranco getting up off the bottom of that pile.
But if you're Matt Stoll, this is just what the doctor ordered. You're taking the ball downfield, you're chewing up clock, you're down, this drive is 4.5 minutes and counting, and you're down in the opponent's red zone at the 14-yard line.
Well, this is what Midview is accustomed to doing, not having it done to them, I'll tell you.
Second down, 10. Davis sweeping around left end. Picks up about 5 yards on the play.
Look like number 38, possibly Matt Bush in on that tackle.
Matt Bush, I talked to his dad at halftime, and he said, "What are you guys doing to us over here?" I said, "John, I'm surprised myself at not that the team was capable, but it's just been so many big plays tonight." Third down and 5. Ball is just inside the Middy 10-yard line. That play, their ball's on the ground. Midview has recovered.
Yeah. Well, there's the first break for Midview. Now it's a question whether or not their offense could do anything with it.
Yeah. Well, Wellington almost used up half of the third quarter, but the turnover gives the ball to Midview. No points in that possession, and it looked like they were on their way in. Big break for the Middies, and we'll see what they can do.
They have to make something significant happen on this series, Mark. It's like Slatinsky used this for the ball here. Good run here by...
Yeah, close to first down yardage.
Josh Slatinsky, number 48.
Very explosive. You know, you're Wellington up by 22, but I don't think there's too many people that feel real good right now.
2nd and 1 to go for the Middies.
Because when you're scoring, when they've scored on the 70-yard run, it was just blowing holes in the defensive line. It wasn't any trickery. So
Slatinsky in the backfield. He has the ball again.
I think he's got the first down.
Yeah. He's going to get the ball a lot in this half. No question about that. 1st and 10 Midview. Ball will be at the Midview 22-yard line.
Steve Greer on the tackle, but it is a first down for Midview. .540 to play, third quarter.
Davis Slatinsky in the backfield. Number 35 Zemke in the slot on the far side. This is Davis coming with it.
Short pickup. Like Josh Kirchmar in on the tackle.
2nd and 5. Ball's at the 27.
Josh Kirchmar, Don, is another Wellington player playing with pain. He can't lift his arms up above his shoulders. He's got like a double stinger. And he cannot lift his arms up above his shoulder pads, but he's out there playing linebacker. Number 77. 2nd down 5. Ross back to pass.
Man, this is no good.
Oh boy, Kirchmar lowered the boom on Ross and nearly intercepted.
Midview has to forget that, or they're not providing any protection for Ross.
Yeah, it was backside pressure, and Ross never saw it fortunate to get that pass off. It was almost intercepted by Goebel.
Wellington is picking up something in there, Mark, but never Ross goes back like that. They're coming fast, and they've got some kind of a notion of what's happening there. That Sean Smith split to the far side. Dale's in the slot over here. Bales with the ball inside.
Ball's on the ground, and all Davis could do is cover it. Bachmore was right there. Tyler Davis covered it, but Midview forced the punt.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's one of those nights for the Middies. One of those nights, Mark.
And Folan and Kidd back deep. If they punt to one of them, I might be leaving.
Pretty good punt by Schmidt
Kidd's going to take it. Ball does well to cover it at the Wellington 44-yard line. They did punt it away from Fullen, and Kidd covers it. Wellington has the ball. 4:12 to play in the third quarter. They lead 29-7.
Well, Midview got one of those breaks and couldn't capitalize on it.
And the Dukes take over with pretty good field position at their own 45-yard line. Goebel and Brad Davis in the backfield as well. Once again,
boy,
it was something they saw, Don. They knew that they could pull them off a couple times, and they've done it. I think that's the third time tonight.
Well, I think Westlake was able to do that too.
First and 5. Pitch to Goebel. Oh, crackback block by Fullen. Boy, he just nailed number 22, Sean Smith.
Boy, he sure did.
Goebel picks up the first down, probably his best run of the evening.
Yeah. That was quite a block.
Just inside 4 minutes to play third quarter.
Wellington spreading out the offense now.
Long count by Haswell, hands it off to Davis, tries to get outside, and
DeFranco from behind
moves the ball up inside the 40 to about the 36-yard line. Nice pickup. And Wellington chewing up some yardage and milking that clock. We're down to 3:17 to go in the third quarter, and the Dukes with a 22-point lead.
Well, Wellington's doing what they have to do.
Well, they're doing something they didn't do in the first half, Don. They're running the ball and with some efficiency.
Right.
And Midview defense has been on the field a lot. Davis, this time a nice defensive play.
That was Zemke in there, that tackle number 35.
He filled the gap nicely and made a big hit.
Barker helping out. Well, Wellington has been very efficient. I guess that's the word I'd like to use. They just are not making mistakes and really efficient, playing well within themselves. And Midview is not tonight.
Third down and 6. Haswell back. Throws it, and this time behind the intended receiver, nearly intercepted.
Over there on pass coverage was Greg Schmidt, number 1.
Yep.
Midview might get their hands on a ball here.
Dukes will punt, go into punt formation.
This is where Midview really misses Justin Romanek in situations like this. He was fast to the middies.
Really, all you need to look at, Don, is the other side of the coin with Wellington and Brandon Fullen. You got a guy that's a game breaker, and Midview has one of their own, and unfortunately over there with no,
not able to play. He won't be ready for a couple more games, but no excuses though. Midview should be doing a much better job.
Snap, kick is off. Short kick.
Going to be out of bounds over there.
About at the 10-yard line, I believe. Herman Shreves.
Well, Midview got a long way to go. I think it's out of bounds around the 8.
So Midview will take over with 2:10 to play here in the third quarter.
And the only chance Midview has of striking quickly is Slutinsky, I think, at this point. With a long run, they're going to have to bust him loose, but you just don't see any evidence of anything else happening.
Yeah, you almost...
Back to pass is Ross. Passes over to number 10, Barker.
Yep.
Picked up about 5, maybe
Coverage
6.
by Fullen.
1:55 to go here in the quarter.
Second down and 4.
Ross handing off over here. Looks like Slatinsky.
Close to the first down marker, maybe a half yard short.
Third and a half. Well, Midview will have some impressive rushing yardage in this game, but it's not going to count much here in the final tally if they don't strike here fast. Blocked by Davison there. Boy, Franco really got knocked down.
He got the first down as he gets the ball over the 20-yard line. But I think Wellington had really doesn't have a problem with Midview running the football here and picking up first downs.
Not a bit.
They just want to stop the big play, and it's hard for Midview. Obviously, their rushing game is their big play offense, Don, and they can break it. Not a lot of passing going on there, but they're going to have to go up.
20, Bale's in motion to the far side.
And
back
goes
to pass
Ross.
is Ross again. Boy, over the head of number 24, Davis.
And Duke's had good coverage, and it makes it magnifies the situation more when you know they have to pass.
Yeah.
Clock is stopped with 40.4 seconds to play here in the third quarter. There hasn't been any scoring here in the third quarter. Wellington with a nice drive and lost it on a turnover and then a punt deep in Midview territory. That's where we're at right now.
You may be looking at the final score right here, Mark. You could well be looking at the final score based upon what's happening right now. 2nd and 10 Midview on the 21. Back to pass is Ross. Long pass overthrew number 22 Smith.
Looked like he had a step on Kidd, but the ball well overthrown.
Ross shows the ability to throw it long, but not accurately. But he shows a good arm.
Well, he's being put in a position he doesn't like to be in, obviously, because...
Well, he's getting pressure throughout this game, and he's got a concern about that, and I'm sure that's rushing his pass.
3rd down and 10.
Barker split to the far side. Bales in the slot. 3rd and 10, big play for Midview. Ross back to pass again.
Screen pass, wide open.
DeFranco will get this one. DeFranco needs to put his head down.
He's got the first down, and nice tackle by Cody Kidd out there.
Boy, that's a big moose coming down that sideline.
Yeah, Dave DeFranco listed at 260.
He's a little bit heavier than that, Mark.
Cody Kidd listed at 146. He's a little lighter than that. That was a well-devised play. Screen, and it had some room there. Kidd made a nice tackle to stop it for a 12 or 13-yard gain. First down Middies. Could be the last play of the third quarter, down to 9 seconds. And that played it in full Wellington.
Slatinsky. That'll be the end of the quarter. 29-7, Wellington over the Middies.
Going to pause for these commercial messages and be back with the fourth quarter of action. Don't go away. You're watching TV 12.
This is where I play baseball. I play pitcher. Sometimes right field. That's my little brother, Michael. Guy says it's nicer now than when he played. Now you got lights for night games. And they changed the bulbs so they always work. Thanks to our electric co-op. Now we started a new team. Touchstone Energy. 500 co-ops joining together. Guy says that's the good thing about being in an electric co-op. The people have the power.
And we shine as one.
Dukes, you just won the biggest game of the season. What are you going to do now?
We're going to Subway!
Wellington Dukes and Wellington Subway, a winning combination.
Well, welcome back to Wellington. Just getting ready to start the fourth quarter of play. It's 2nd down and 9 for Midview.
Well, Midview with their best looking drive in a long time here, Mark.
They've cut the huddle out here, went right to the line of scrimmage, so they know that time is of the essence. And
too much time again, I'll tell you.
I think DeFranco jumped. Dave DeFranco kind of fell out of his stance, and when all that weight gets moving, you can't stop it.
Yeah.
Take it from me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to go there.
Okay, gives me an opportunity to tell you that the views, comments, and opinions made by tonight's announcers are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of this station. In any retransmission or rebroadcast of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of tonight's game without the express written consent of WGCC TV 12 and GLW Broadband Incorporated is strictly prohibited.
Here comes Emke in motion to the near side. Back the pass.
Over the middle, tipped and intercepted. Kid has it, and he is going to go in for the touchdown.
Well, we've got a blowout.
Cody Kidd got the deflection. They tried to get it to DeFranco. It was deflected, and Kidd picked it off and took it in for 6.
35 yards.
Just saying unofficially a 35-yard return. Drew Martin on to attempt the extra point. Just 10 seconds here into the fourth quarter. And snap, kicks up.
Talk to the right. No, it's good.
Boy, I tell you, he just got it over.
Well, I think the biggest blowout for Wellington in this series is when they beat Midview, I think 35-0. Back but 2 or 3 years ago, I think there, and this may be headed towards a bigger one.
I believe that was the game when the Dukes unleashed James Marist.
That's right.
And going back through the series, Don, I wanted to reiterate too that Midview's Wellington's lone conference loss in the last 7 years was here in 1999 to that great Midview team.
Yeah.
I think it was like 55-0.
56-0.
56-0.
Yeah.
And that was Matt Stoll's only conference loss in the last 7 years.
Wow.
At home.
Wow.
Midview has beaten Wellington. I think you read it in the little report that 40-3 is Wellington's record in the last 7 years in league play, and Midview's beaten them all 3 times. Dukes with a 4-3 advantage in the last 7 years, but
I tell you, this
looks in pretty good shape now to make it 5-3.
This Wellington team is playing real well now. I'm really impressed. Again, you have to be with the score, but also the special team play. And then I tell you what, these kids are really efficient. They're not making mistakes, and they're really showing some good balance here. And
outside of the 70-yard run by Slatinsky, it's been a pretty solid performance. Midview has moved the ball, but I think Wellington would give them that much.
Who's running that ball here? I wasn't able to pick up the number here. It's number
38, Matt Bush.
Matt's going to be a good one. Only a sophomore, 180-pounder, but he's going to be a good one.
He's put together. He's rock solid.
1st and 10 Middies. Ball on their own 31.
Now you almost have to go to the air.
And that's not a...
and they have to call a timeout on top of it.
Not an attack that they're accustomed to displaying well here, I'll tell you. When you're behind this much, everything is pretty much predictable. Wellington has seen pretty much everything you have to offer insofar as offensive sets.
Yeah, and actually the plays that have worked the best for Midview are plays that will probably be screamed at across the way by the fans. The inside running, they've really picked up some nice yardage. The passing game which did have some success early on. Now Wellington, knowing they had to throw the ball, and they'll give them the short routes. But with the running, Slatinsky, he's not going to let up for you out there. I know he's not going to quit, but boy, they're really in a hole right now.
Well, they're in a hole that they can't come out of. Nothing's impossible, but they're not going to be able to come out of this hole.
Like Coach Rollins out there trying to guard the wide receiver. He's running like I feel.
Brian Ross at quarterback.
Counter play. Tyler Davis.
Davis running hard.
Maybe 6 yards on the play.
Up to about the 37-yard line.
Chris Weston on the tackle for Wellington. Hughes is coming off the field.
Barker split to the near side, number 10 from Midview.
2nd down 4 for the Middies. Ross back to pass. Oh boy, how did he hang on to that?
That was Zemke, caught the ball.
Goebel lowered the boom on him. Hasn't done much offensively, but Dan Goebel, the leading tackler there on the defense, and really made him pay the price for a
3rd and 2.
Couple of yards on that reception.
Zemke in the slot. Ross back to pass.
Boy.
Intended for Zemke.
Yeah, underthrown. Zemke went to the ground trying to get it, but it was short.
Well, if you're Midview, you're down 36-7, 4th down and 2. You know, might as well go for it. What do you have to lose?
Well, you don't want to kick it to Folan again, and the way Kidd just returned the interception, you don't want to kick it to him either.
Davis in motion, leading the block. Here's Slatinsky.
He's got the 1st down.
Boy, Tyler Davis is a devastating blocker. He led that block.
Don, when was he hurt? What game did Davis
I'm trying to remember. I think he was hurt in practice. I think he was hurt before the season started.
Wow.
Maybe in scrimmage.
That's what happened to Jason Sinkinson. He dislocated his knee in practice.
I think it might have been in a scrimmage, the more I think about it.
1st and 10, Middies at their own 44-yard line. Ross back to pass, throws it out there, caught.
Barker.
Kidd rides him out by the 1st down stick.
1st and 10 at about the 46-yard line.
Yeah, Wellington territory.
Well, Midview's starting to show some life, but it's kind of late. Schmidt splits to the near side. Running with the ball is Slatinsky, I believe.
About 5 yards on the play.
He'll probably go over 200 yards rushing tonight, but they'll look good statistically, but scoring-wise, it's not going to make much difference here.
9:38, clock is moving.
Sean Smith split to the near side. Back to pass is Ross. Downfield.
Pump fake.
Yep.
There was some contact out there.
Yep.
Between Goebel and number 31 Bales, but
it's
no
good to
flag.
see the pump fake. I like that.
Yeah.
Ross throws a good ball, but it just doesn't seem to be enough. How should I say it? Coordination, whatever, between passer and receiver here in this Midview attack. They just don't seem to be in sync or together, or know what to expect.
3rd down and 5.
Barker split to the near side. Back to pass is Ross.
Intercepted by Folan. It was intended for Barker, but Brandon Folan has been all over the field tonight for the Dukes, and he gets the pick off with 9:21 to play, and Wellington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
Tell you what, he may end up being your MVP this year if he keeps playing this way.
Well, he's just had an awesome last couple of weeks.
Well, Wellington an opportunity to run off some more clock. 36-7 is the score.
Oh boy, Goebel smacked down.
That was Chris Andre, number 62, getting on that tackle.
He's been impressive tonight, Don.
He has been
a couple of tackles in the backfield.
He and Bertoli both have been very impressive this year on defense. I'm not sure whether he wrestles or not, but he's a junior. Fine young man. I interviewed him before the last game. Really a fine young man.
Second down and 14. Has
Wow.
well option keeper. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Well, the score may be a little lopsided, but the Middie defensive line is not giving up out there. They're still out there hitting. I think.
Well, insofar as defense against the rush, Midview's been fine tonight, but everything else they've just fallen apart.
Yeah, well, Justin Jump had to come off the field because there's an equipment problem, and so they have to send in. Was it Shreves in?
Yep.
Third down, 13.
Well, Wellington's going to be content to run clock here and punt away if they have to.
Short gain for Goble. Dukes will punt as we're inside 8 minutes.
Well, you take away Statinsky's long run, Mark, and the Midview offense, they may be grinding out some yards here and there, but they're just not showing any efficiency to be able to get first downs consistently down the field.
Shreves back to kick.
Sean Smith back here, 22. I think Bales also.
Has some pressure, gets it off.
That's Bales, number 31 with it.
At the 32-yard line, up the middle of the field.
Good coverage by Wellington, but
Bachmore makes a tackle close to midfield.
Sean Smith, number 22, getting up rather slowly back here. 7:15 to go in this ball game, and it's all Wellington so far.
It's been an impressive performance, and maybe from a statistic standpoint, not so for the Dukes, but special teams have really made a big difference tonight. Interceptions, interception for a touchdown, a fumbled punt return for a touchdown.
Barker splits to the far side. Ross back to pass. Pretty good blocking.
In trouble. And
down.
he's sacked. Steve Greer in on the tackle. He was flushed and Greer was there to stop him. Looked like Ross lost his footing, but Greer was right in front of him.
And his field is held up pretty well. I mean, you see some brown spots out there, but
yeah, I want to venture to say I've been interested in watching some of the highlights tonight on the TV to see some of the field conditions. They can't be there can't be very many out here that aren't artificial that are in better shape than this field.
No, it looks pretty good to me. Yeah.
Second down, 16, 6:35 to play.
Smith here split out with Schmidt. Ross back to pass. Here comes pressure. Big pressure.
Oh, he got away.
Well, there's a chance to run here, which he could have been doing maybe earlier.
Breaks away from Kidd. Now he's on the sideline and finally knocked out of bounds by Chris West.
There have been times earlier in this game where Ross could have done that same thing, I think, but that was a nice run.
It certainly was.
By the junior.
Had a lot of pressure, stepped up in the pocket and just took off with it.
Sure did.
Picked up the first down.
Ball is down to about the 33. First and 10. Barker splits to the near side along with Sean Smith, number 22. Barker, number 10.
We have a conference across the way. I don't know, maybe they're checking to see if he was out of bounds or not.
No, they're ready to go.
I think he was, because they're not starting the clock, so he must have been out of bounds. First and 10 at the Wellington 33-yard line.
Slatinsky, the lone back. Gives the ball off. A draw play to Slatinsky.
Big hole.
Slatinsky.
Boy, nice effort. Look at that run.
He's a great runner. He really is.
All the way down to the 6-yard line.
Yep. He's going to have a big rushing yardage tonight, Mark. He's been over 200 yards.
Yeah.
Before, actually, he was 195 yards.
The last
against
back in this
Keystone,
series to do that for Midview was Brett Boron.
He did a big time over here.
He sure did. That night I was like, who the heck is this guy? About 260 yard, 270 yard effort.
323 yards.
Wow.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
First and goal, Middies. And Slatinsky's going to get in.
Tyler Davis.
Or Tyler Davis dives in for the touchdown.
He had enough wheels to get around there. But
he's down there. He's well, he paid the price to get in.
That knee is a real
looked like he
problem
might
for
have
him.
taken a shot on that as he crossed the goal line, but
he's limping. He's showing a lot of guts, Tyler Davis. I'll tell you what, it's a shame because this boy is a fine back.
Well, I remember a couple years ago when he was a sophomore, I kept thinking, wow, this kid has got 2 more years.
He had 230 yards against Westlake when he was a sophomore.
Well, the Middies on the board. That breaks a long drought for them.
Sure does.
It's 36-13 with 5:45 to play.
Kicks up. It's good.
Yep.
Good job by McFarland.
5:45 to play in this one, and it's Wellington 36, Midview 14. We're going to pause. We'll be back with the kickoff. Welcome back to Wellington. It's 36-14, Dukes lead, 5:45 to play. Midview will kick off, coming off the Tyler Davis touchdown run. McFarland added the point. And the onside kick is coming.
Or onside kick, rather, it is. Good onside kick.
Oh, and the best thing he did was catch it and fall down with it. I think that was Chris West. Not one of your good hands people, but did a nice job feeling that kick. And
didn't quite get 10 yards on it.
Well, the Dukes will just try and run some clock here. Maybe Midview will burn a couple timeouts. But they're down to 2. I would really be surprised if they threw it.
Well, if they can run it and control the clock, no reason to. Push in on a tackle
on the
number
carry.
52, and David DeFranco again on the bottom.
Or yeah, Brad Davis on the carry, excuse me.
Number 52 is Jared Bertoli again.
Well, Don, the Dukes will go on the road for the next 2 weeks. They'll be at Keystone next week and then at Avon in 2 weeks, and that will provide a big test. Where does Midview go next week?
Well,
probably at home.
Yeah, I think it might be, I don't know if it's Firelands or it's Clearview. I think it might be Clearview. I'll check here in a minute.
Davis on the carry, picked up about 2 yards.
Bertoli in there on the tackle again along with Zemke. Well, the Middies have Brookside at home next week.
Boy,
this loss will probably kill Midview's playoff chances, but you never know.
Well, I'll tell you what, coming into tonight's game, Avon was ahead of the Dukes in Division 4, and if, you know, the Eagles are still a team you got to be reckoned with out there. Haswell on the bootleg, and boy, just tripped up. But looks like he might have the first down.
Number 25 just tripping him up for Midview.
And that's Jason Hengartner. And that's a big first down for Wellington. As we're down to 4:12 to play, clock moving. This will be a real eye-opener, I think, for a lot of people. You know,
it sure will.
It was for me tonight.
And me. I think 2 years ago I was over here, Mark, and you weren't a very gracious host then either.
21-14, but that was a ball game that night, Don. That was a close game.
Yeah.
Brad Davis on the carry. You guys weren't very gracious last year.
No.
You shut us out. It rained. I got wet. Nobody ride home with me.
Is that right?
Well, Jake rode home with me. He was soaked, but that's only because we stopped and got something to eat on the way home.
Well, Matt Stahl's got to be feeling real good about his ball club, I would think. after this game. I think for Midview, this is one of these games you just have to forget. Put it out of your mind because it's not been pretty. Third and 5. Or 3rd and 4 for the Dukes.
Okay.
Third and 4 for Wellington.
2:24, clock's moving. Davis, they stop him.
Number 63 had a hold of a shirt tail that time for the Middies.
Well, that would be Josh
Kazmierzak. He was out a good part of the year with injury also. Back in there playing.
Inside of 2 minutes.
4th down, they'll go for it, huh?
Yeah. As well trying to use as much clock as possible. He's going to be swamped in the backfield. And Midview will take over on downs.
That was Kazmierzak, number 63, and number 25, Hengartner, in on the tackle.
Well, 1:33 to go, and Midview will try and get on the board one more time here. But the Dukes are going to come away with a very impressive win tonight.
They sure are.
Be in the driver's seat in the conference and also pick up a ton of computer points.
Got people waking up tomorrow morning reading the paper, thought they think they got a hangover, but didn't know how they got it.
Ross back to pass. Caught by DeFranco, but dropped immediately by Brad Davis.
Davis on the play for the Dukes. Pick up about 5 yards on the play. Just take it down 1.
Schmidt and Barker split to the near side. Slatinsky, the lone setback here.
2nd down, 6, 1:08 to play.
Draw play. Slatinsky again. Slatinsky still on his feet.
Boy.
He's a tough runner. He should be well over 200 yards, I would think, tonight.
Yeah, I would say so. 1st down, Midview. Clock will stop momentarily while they set the 1st down markers.
This is Sean Smith and Greg Schmidt split to the near side. Slatinsky again, the lone back. Back to pass is Ross. Backside coming. Caught by Schmidt. Oh, great defensive play.
Bolin.
Boy, he was right there, right at the time that ball got to Schmidt.
Well, he plays center field in baseball, but he did a little center field right there too, just waiting.
He sure did.
45.8 seconds down. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for coming over tonight.
Well, I enjoyed it, and again, you are a gracious host over here, Mark. I just, you know how it is, you know, when you're on a losing end, you just...
I was there last year,
yeah,
exactly.
Here's Smith and Schmidt out here.
Ross back, had a screen set up. Now he's going to run up the middle of the field. Now goes outside, has some room.
Going to go out of bounds, the far side.
David DeFranco out there.
I don't know how many tackles DeFranco's had tonight, but he's had a lot of them. He's by shirt tail or whatever, you know, he's been in a lot of tackles. 3rd and 2.
And I hope the information you had was true, too, as far as the two teams hooking up down the road for non-conference.
Well,
I'd hate to see this rivalry go to an end. We have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
The crowds, both sides are into it. And
well, I think it's the attitude of both schools to try to make it happen.
Ross back to pass, going deep.
Down to Barker. Good play again by Poland. Right there, timing was just right.
Yep, 4th down and 2 now. 30.7 seconds left. And I want to wish continued success to your crew over there at Grafton. Emmett Linkus, Nick Walsh, Terry Hawk, and yourself.
Well, we have fun. You know how it is.
Good luck the rest of the season.
Same to you people.
I know I told my nephew Josh, you gave him some kudos on the job he's doing. He was tickled to death.
Well, he does a great job. There goes Latinsky again.
Oh boy, nearly for the distance. First down to 25.5.
I enjoyed the band show tonight. You know, both bands were fine. Wellington band, not big in numbers, but I want to tell you something. I really enjoyed the selections that they played, and they did it very well. I really did enjoy the band show. I don't always watch the band shows completely, but I did tonight, and I really enjoyed them. There's a pass down to DeFranco.
He double team knocked down. That could be the last play. No, Midview's going to call timeout. Although the timekeeper's not stopping the clock.
I don't know why they would call timeout. I mean,
well,
do it.
That is the ball game.
A very impressive win for Wellington, and a real setback for the Middies, Mark.
Yeah. Well, we always come into this game, Don, thinking it's going to be one of those that goes down to the final end, and more often than not, we're a little disappointed because the outcome isn't. Well, I think they're going to.
Make them run that play.
I think they are going to make them run the play.
Crying out loud.
They said forget it.
Forget it.
No.
Lone bright spot maybe for Midview was Josh Latinsky.
Oh yeah, very impressed with Latinsky. He had over 200 yards last week, and
great runner.
Another 200-yard game, and I have to let you know his mom called and wanted some game tapes too, so that's always a good thing. If anybody's interested, they can call us at 647-2592. There's my shameless plug of the night.
Well, he could play some small college football.
I definitely think he can. I was impressed with him tonight. He showed some nice speed and power, and
follows his blockers, and he really does a nice job.
Yep. And on the Wellington side, boy, there were plenty of heroes, but I'll tell you guys that stand out. Brandon Folan, for one, really shined in a big game tonight, biggest game of his career. And Dave Haswell did a nice job. He hit on some key passes early on, set the tone, got that big lead, and it was just too much for Midview to overcome.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to about wrap it up for us tonight. I don't know if you're going to have any.
Well, Nick might come up here with something, but it's not necessary. I don't see him around here. Nick might have got an early start. Well, Nick, he's down there now, but
well, we could take a couple of stats from him if we do. We have a little time here, so while Nick Walsh brings up the stats, once again, I want to thank Don Benny for coming over and helping us out tonight. Mike Young on camera one, and Bob Schembeckler on the field helping us out down there too.
Well, unofficially here we show Wellington with 83 yards total rushing, 114 passing. Midview with 251 yards rushing, 75 passing, and Latinsky with 212 yards. So that'll kind of wrap it up there.
All right, Don. Well, like I said, thanks again for joining us tonight. Thanks, Nick, for stopping up and doing the stats for us. The final score, once again, Wellington 36, Midview 14. For Don Benny, this is Mark Baker signing off, reminding you that this has been a WGCC TV 12 GLW Broadband Incorporated sports presentation.
Big win tonight, fellas. Defensive player of the night, Cody Kidd. Dave, you were running the shots. Block of the night was Al Shaver, and you guys really dominated up front. You really have to credit your offensive line.
Oh, yeah, they 110%. They never stopped. One play, every play they're going. I'm so proud of them right now.
Cody, you had pretty much the nail in the coffin. It was a big interception. You came up late in the game, and that was pretty much all she wrote. After that interception, it was time to celebrate.
Yeah, baby. I mean, I just stood there, ate off Kirschmar's face mask, and I just caught it and ran. And I put him on. I didn't do it for punt return. I had to do it for this one so I could get a touchdown.
Pretty good duo, you guys. After a big touchdown play, Davis was called for an unsportsmanlike penalty, but you guys backed up 15 yards, and just like second nature, backyard football, nice pitch and catch. You hit Cody, and it was an easy 2 points.
Yeah, we were getting ready for that Thursday. I mean, it was a real easy read. They go bite on Davis, and Cody's wide open. So it's real easy to do when you got a good receiver like Cody to go catch that ball.
Both offensively and defensively, the line played great tonight. Special teams as well, but really has to be gratifying. You guys can put that many points up on a good football team.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you got guys like Goebel and Brad running, Garrett, it makes it so fun, man. And I don't know, they just do a great job and makes our job fun.
What's it like coming into a ball game like this? You guys are still the champs until somebody beats you. Really has to feel good that you can knock off a team of this caliber.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every year somebody says we can't do it. and we just believe in ourselves, know we can do it, know we play Duke football, come out on top.
Is this the biggest win of your career, Dave, behind center?
Oh, by far. We were pumped up so ready. All week long we heard all this crap about body smashers and stuff. They're not around no more. We took care of them. That was the greatest ever.
Congratulations, fellas. Good luck next week. Okay, one more thing from Cody.
One more thing. Brandon taught me everything.
Perfect segue, Cody. You guys, great game. Offensive player of the night, Brandon Fullen. Three punt returns in 2 weeks for touchdowns. That all stems back to your line.
Yeah, it does. And Cody Kidd laid out his body for that punt return. If you watch the tape, Cody Kidd gets leveled. He did it for me, though. I love the kid. I love him.
Defensively, you probably weren't expecting Midview to throw the ball as much as they did, but you had a couple of nice hits, especially down in the fourth quarter. You guys played well defensively tonight.
Yeah, we had to, though, because we figured they were going to run the ball the whole time, so we stopped the run. They forced the pass. Our secondary is unstoppable.
Brad Davis, you had a couple of touchdowns tonight. One on the punt, forced the fumble, rather. You ran it in for a touchdown. That really got things going.
Yeah, I don't know. I went down there, busted butt down there to get him, and then the ball rolled right by me, so I figured I'd pick it up and run it down to the house.
Second one, it was an option play. It was a late pitch by Dave Haswell, and you took it to the house again, and that was pretty much all she wrote.
Yeah, he has a great fake, and everyone bid on it, and then he optioned to me, so I seen an opening, took it.
Is this the hardest hitting game of the season for you guys?
Yeah, I think it was too. Franco's a big kid, hurt my neck.
Smash her down, next one to go.
What's it like when everybody writes you off and you're on your home field, you have bad weather conditions, you know it's going to be Wellington Duke smash mouth football, and you come out and you execute?
It's great, because no one thought we'd win this game, so we showed them up.
Came out to victory.
Congratulations, fellas. Good luck next week. Here with Coach Stoll. Big win tonight, 36-14. You guys really did what you wanted, especially on special teams.
Yeah, we did. They came up big. Brandon did again. Guys set up, perfect walls. Those punt returns were executed, and we just big plays. As a heads-up play by Brad there, Davis to pick that fumbled punt up, and run that in, and we just made things happen. It was a fun game to watch, just a lot of big plays. David had some nice passes there, and we did this with people hurting too, so gosh, I think it's probably one of the biggest wins since I've been here at Wellington, really, to get our football team some confidence and believing in themselves and some respect.
This is a ball game that always comes down to two pretty evenly matched teams, and you guys won basically the penalty battle. Dave Haswell with an excellent hard count of 3-4 times, and also you guys held on to the football tonight.
Yeah, we did, and really there we got a little conservative in the second half with the situation, and we probably could have thrown the ball a few more times there, but I always do hate to do that. I yell at the Browns on Sundays, when they do that kind of stuff, but the situation kind of dictated it. We knew coming in, and it was probably pretty obvious, we were going to try to throw the ball and work Brandon one-on-one out there with their cornerback, and that was our game plan, and we got some big ones, and it's just a credit to our character, the kids. I keep saying that, but 0-2, and things weren't going too good for us there. 2 tough losses, and our young men responded and came back and got this big win now. So we can't have a letdown, but we're going to celebrate this one.
Well, really, one more question, I'll let you go. This is all, you probably say it every week, it's just another game, but really this isn't another game, is it?
No, the Midview isn't another game, it's a good rivalry for us, and it bothers me that, they didn't think there was a good enough competition in our league, and, in our series, it's 5-3 now, Wellington, and it's a fun game. Coach Albright does a great job, their staff does a great job, and it's fun playing them, and, maybe we're playing them down the road sometime. It's just one that I hate to see go by the wayside, and it's one of those where you get up for it no matter what, no matter where it's at in the schedule and no matter what the records are. But I think, the past how many years, it's the game that decides the conference championship. But obviously there's a long ways to go, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I hate to say goodbye to it. It's a good rivalry.
Appreciate the time as always. Congratulations. Good luck next week.
This is where I play baseball. I play pitcher, sometimes right field. That's my little brother, Michael. Daddy says it's nicer now than when he played. Now you got lights for night games. And they changed the bulbs so they always work. Thanks to our electric co-op. Now we started a new team. Touchstone Energy, 5 500 co-ops joining together. Guy says that's the good thing about being in an electric co-op. The people have the power.
And we shine as one.
Dukes, you just won the biggest game of the season. What are you going to do now?
We're going to Subway!
Wellington Dukes and Wellington Subway, a winning combination.